Now I'm sitting in Antarctica freezing my ass off. How could that happen? Let's start from the beginning. My name is Peter Brenner, or Peter Brennan as I call myself now. I came to the States at the age of 14. Never lost my Austrian accent, but got my US citizenship pretty soon. I thought it's a good idea to show my new loyalty and join the army right after college. Good idea? Ha! 9/11 hit the country bad and sent me into the deserts of Iraq, shooting and trying to survive. When I came back, I signed up for a nice, quiet job with the New Jersey State Police. It was a little bit boring, and with boring, well, the gambling came. And with gambling, I had to admit, I started drinking. So when they threw me out of the police force, at least they got me a PI license. And some first jobs that paid pretty well. However, in the end, I had spent the money and found myself hunting cheating husbands and looking for, lost cats in the streets. And the little money I earned with that was spent on gambling, on bets, and on booze. Hell, I was going down a road to hell until I ran into Sam.
Sam? Only very few people are allowed to call me that. The name is Samantha Miller, and I run the fraud investigation department at WTY Insurances. You wouldn't believe how many people try to make some easy money on insurance fraud. People crash their own cars, burn their own houses, hell, some even cut off their own toes to cash on our back. If they try that, I always get them caught. But there are more difficult cases, and sometimes I'm out of legal options to do my job. And this is where Pete jumps in. At first he was only another drunk loser who tried to pick me up in a bar, but when I realized how clever he could be, I offered him a job instead of getting him laid. And sometimes he's the key to my success, like in the case at hand. Dr. Andrew Edwards here died at the age of 85. Nothing unusual so far. Not even the $10 million his life insurance has to pay. But the benefiters were shady, to say the least. Several associations targeting communist activities in America and the Center for Transhuman Progress. I ran a background check. And that was when it got really weird. There were no birth records, no insurance records, no driver's license. Basically nothing in the system dated before 1991. The insurance fees had been paid by a company in the Cayman Island. And the only official asset known is a hut in the woods of New England. To my surprise, I didn't get a search permit for the hut. Technically, my investigations ran into a dead end. At least the legal part. So I decided to take the high road, but I wouldn't drive it myself. I needed a scapegoat for the worst case scenario. And who would be better than... Pete was sober. At least not too drunk to get the idea what I proposed. With 10 millions at stake, his share would be 2 millions if he succeeded in getting any proof of unnatural death. My company would refuse payment to the shady heirs. Pete would be rich, and I would have a realistic chance of becoming the youngest member in the boards of directors. In the end, it's all about the money.
Oh my god, it smells like rotten flesh, drenched in whiskey. Oh wait, that's me. let's cut it short. The room is a mess, everything is full of blood, and there is something like a corpse here. So what did your client do?
According to his records, he was some kind of scientist. Let me see. Biology.
Oh my god! What? Sam! I got attacked by a naked freak!
Naked? Male or female?
Rotten! And I had no time to look at the private parts. But I suppose, male?
Poor Pete.
You could at least pretend that you believe me. I guess I have to override the switch box. Ha. Go away. Now all I need is a piece of wood or another lever to trigger the switch. I did it! Hail Anderson! With a low voltage spark, I could override this security system. You were right. This guy was founded by Uncle Sam himself.
Really? Get some proof for that. And then the hell out of there! But check for a second exit. There's some activity outside.
Sam, there's an entrance to laboratories and science facilities. I bet that's the area where all those thieves came from. Are you really sure you don't know anything about that?
Well, alright. There were some articles on the World Wide Web linking to his work on transhumanism.
What the hell is transhumanism?
A scientific approach to transform the human race into something more advanced, by means of breeding, cybernetics, and genetic engineering. Looks like Edwards had some living practical applications. Be careful.
Careful! Are you kidding me? Call the fucking Marines!
This shotgun is loaded and ready to go.
Holy cow! The room is full of blood! Alright, where shall I get a vinegar? Or some coke? Hey, that actually works.
I guess I've never spent the quota for something such useful like the one can of gold.
I got a bomb. I got a bomb. Did you listen, Sam? I got a bomb.
Boys and their toys. Don't blow yourself up. Meanwhile, I try to search the web to get an evacuation plan.
Light the bomb. Now, run, 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 run!
Pete, I found someone online talking about the hut and the facility beneath. The source is a little bit shady, but there should be a sewer nearby that can get you out.
You're a genius! I always knew it. Wait. Who's this boss again?
He calls himself Lord Silverlord 66, moderator of the adult fan fiction section of X-Wild Sports.
I'm so going to kill you when I get out.
Pete, I'm afraid you're not alone inside.
Seriously? What was your first hint? Am I talking about mutants, the shootouts, my bleeding?
No, you damn fool! I'm talking about US Army personnel. They are having their vehicles parked in the woods right next to me.
US Army? Really? Hell, that's the first good news for a long, long time. Hey, perhaps they are old buddies of mine. I'm sure they will help me out here.
Pete, I love your optimism, but I wouldn't bet on that.
Sam, I was one of those guys. And I can tell you that under no circumstances a member of the US Army would shoot a civilian. They will help me, I'm sure. Fuck you! I'm not your enemy! With those soldiers here, I'm heavily outgunned. I need support, I need firepower, and I need whiskey.
Don't shoot me. I mean no harm. Thanks for not killing me. I already thought you were different. You're not one of those lunatic soldiers.
And what, who,
I
are
call
you?
myself Irvin, but the professor called me an experiment gone wrong in a wonderful way. He hid me from those who wanted to get rid of me. He taught me chess and reading. I'm the only homo novus with wits, love for the world, and a decent affection to poetry in his heart.
Alright, if you were really a friend of Edward's, you surely could tell me what happened here. What's going on?
3 days after Edward's death, the government rushed in with some scientists and a handful of soldiers. I hid and watched. They hatched out the frozen brothers of mine and even released by accident the remains of Project Ubersoldat. Yesterday they got attacked out of nowhere by other soldiers, but not all of them are speaking English. A war is going on in here, For me and you, it's all about survival now. I can survive in here, but you must find a way out.
I know. But how?
There is an elevator to the brothel and cinema at the southern tunnels. But that's also where the fighting takes place. With Project Ubersoldat unleashed, those who die won't remain dead for long. I could give you access to my library. There are very powerful books inside, occult stuff, and I wouldn't dare to touch them, but it can give you additional firepower. These are my treasures. Treat yourself, but I'm afraid you'll need a Latin dictionary first.
Irvine, I'm not lying when I'm telling you're the friendliest mutant I've ever met. But do you know how to get out?
There is a hidden corridor in one of the brothel's rooms that leads to the office of the former director. Guess why? There were also the apartments of his most loyal man. From there you could get to the main staff quarters that have a direct access to the surface.
Enemy sighted. Tango sighted. Tango sighted.
I really need that assault gun. I will have to find this coward. Estum vinum bonum vinum vinum generosum. Hey! I learned the language of the wise man in less than 15 seconds.
Sam! You won't believe that. I found an ugly, strange, but very intelligent mutant.
Oh, you ran into your long-lost twin brother. Congratulations.
Thanks for the intelligent. No, really. Instead of attacking me, he promised to teach me necromancy.
Necromancy. Sounds cozy.
Come on, Irvine, join me. Let's get out together from here.
And why should I do that? Do you really believe I could live my life in the world outside without being dragged into a top secret laboratory immediately? Come on. I'm grateful that you want to help me, but I have tons of canned food and thousands of books down here. I'll stay. But you could ask Albert if he wants to join you.
A quick guide on resurrecting bodies, based on the famous works of Abdul al-Hazred in his Necronomicon. In the name of Nyarlathotep, Cthulhu, Shub-Niggurath, Yog-Sothoth, George W. Bush, rise and live again!
Enemy sighted.
really don't believe there are little hookers inside. But I have to get into this brothel. I need some wiring instructions, or I'll get fried like a rooster. An old movie roll. Perhaps I can play it somewhere.
Sam, are you there?
Pete, what's wrong?
I see dead people.
Good to know you haven't lost your sense of humor. But where are you?
Well, I got into the cinema and we started having a party with Jack and Sam Raimi together. It's full of running, walking corpses. And they are attacking me. What shall I do?
Easy, just kill him again.
No shit, Sherlock. Take your fancy smartphone and run a search on this project Ubersoldat.
Fresh meat.
Hello, who's there?
Pete O'Brien, Private Eye, True Detective.
Do you know where my daddy is?
Maybe I am your daddy.
No!
An old movie roll. Perhaps I can play it somewhere. Lord, won't you buy me a key to this room? My friends all have breeches, I must stay till noon.
Fresh meat.
CIA, I got your number. Now I'm gonna be calling you.
the background was the growing struggle between two great powers to shape the post-war world. Soviet Russia was expensively stabbing westward, knifing into nations left empty by war. On orders from the Kremlin, Russia had launched one of history's most drastic political, moral, and economic wars, a Cold War. The United States was obliged to help Europe safeguard its traditional freedoms and the independence of its nations. Gone was the spirit of wartime unity that reached its peak on that historic afternoon in April '45 at the Elbe River in Germany. Here, two worlds actually met, but this coalition was to be torn asunder. Already an iron curtain had dropped around Poland, Hungary, Yugoslavia, Bulgaria.
Ah, but this is Europe, you say? But let's see what can happen elsewhere in, say, the small town of Mosinee, Wisconsin. Peaceful, isn't it? But the red truncheon falls and the chief of police is hustled off to jail. Next, public utilities are seized by fifth colonists. Watch carefully what happens to an editor who operates under a free press. He goes to jail, too, and his newspaper is confiscated. Exit freedom of thought. Yes, this is life under the Soviet form of government. The little town of Mosinee made this experiment for 24 hours, a public service to all America. It can't happen here? Well, this is what it looks like if it should.
Sam, there's a really strange fog in the cinema. It's flooding the whole area.
Maybe it's a tribute to John Carter.
Fresh meat. I can smell your fear.
Sam, I'm going into the brothel.
And for the very first time in your life, you're getting paid for it.
I can smell your fear.
You are the target of those who would trample the liberties of free men. You are in the crosshairs of the bomb sight. An enemy is centering on you. You are a citizen of the free world, a citizen of the United States of America. You may live in an industrial city, perhaps in a great port city with its burdened wharves, a farming area with fertile fields and grazing herds, a mining region rich with vital ores and minerals. You are the target. Our president has told us that even against the most powerful defense, an aggressor in possession of an effective number of atomic bombs could cause hideous damage. Today, in the age of hydrogen weapons, evacuation from target areas is our best assurance of survival. But successful evacuation takes time. If there is insufficient warning of attack, no time for organized evacuation according to plan, then you and your family must protect yourselves. Wherever you are, take cover. Whether in a private home, in an apartment, or your place of business, or in a motor vehicle, take cover.
Before signing up, you boys ought to try a little taste of Dr. Ism's formula to see what you get in exchange for your freedom. Go ahead, try it.
You can't do this to me! I'll strike!
The state forbids strikes.
Wait till the Union hears about this!
Ah, yes, the Union. Welcome to our ranks, number 1313.
I'll take this case to the Supreme Court.
The state is the Supreme Court. Our decision is as follows. No more private property. No more use.
The farm vote will put a stop to this.
Farmers don't vote anymore.
What'll I do for seed next year?
You won't have to worry about next year. The state will do your planning from now on.
We must fight to regain our freedom, or everything is lost. Everything!
Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. Everything is fine.
Hello, who's there?
Peter Brennan, Private Eye, True Detective.
Do you know where my daddy is?
Maybe I am your daddy.
No!
We won't hurt you, but we are watching this masterpiece, but beware the helping hands. When I was your state of life, I was investigator myself. Relax and enjoy yourself. We're here for the movie.
They ought to make the day the time changes the first day of summer.
What?
Well, it's 8 o'clock and it's still light.
A lot of good the extra daylight does us. Now, we've still got a 3-hour drive back. We're not going to be home until after midnight.
Well, if it really bugged you, Johnny, you wouldn't do it.
You think I want to blow Sunday on a scene like this? You know, I figure we're either going to have to move Mother out here or move the grave into Pittsburgh.
She can't make a trip like this.
Oh, you know that she can't. Is there any of that candy left?
No.
Look at this thing. We still remember. I don't. You know, I don't even remember what...
thought the same one. Hey, come on, Barb. Church was this morning, huh?
I haven't seen you in church lately.
Well, there's not much sense in my going to church. Do you remember one time when we were small, we were out here? It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind the tree, and Grandpa got all excited, and he shook his fist at me, and he said, "Boy, you be damned to hell."
Pete, you're getting more company. A Secret Service guy and a handful of soldiers are flanking the facility. Most likely they're going for the second exit you were looking for.
Well, I prefer running into intelligence over running into zombies.
Yeah, whatever. But don't you dare ask me out ever again if you end up screwing a zombie prostitute.
Well, that looks like a piece of a huge, perverted, careless picture. Let's see if I can find the other parts and the table big enough to put them together.
I suck at singing, but I used to play piano pretty well. Well, let's give it a try. I remember an old song from my old home back in Europe. Leuchtend prangt rings Apfelblüten, still vom Fluss zog Nebel noch ins Land. Durch die Wiesen kam hurtig Katjuscha zu des Flusses steileren Verwand. Und es schwang ein Lied aus frohem Herzen, jubelnd, jauchzend, sich empor zum Licht, weil der Liebste ein Brieflein geschrieben, das von Heimkehr und von Liebe spricht. Du kleines Lied von Glück und Freude, mit der Sonne strahlen alle fort, bring dem freundlichen Schwinde die Antwort von Katjuschas Gruß und Liebeswort. Well, I still suck at singing.
Die, Judah, die!
They had their own fapping cinema. How cool is that?
Die, Judah, die!
Alright, here's another piece.
The smartphone actually runs OpenOffice. Let's take a look at the notes. Well, seems like there is an hidden exit or something like that. But I need to find his private parlor, or at least his key.
Oh, fresh meat.
Alright, here's another piece.
Sam, I got to reveal the secrets of tentacle sex. Can you tell me what that's supposed to be?
Tentacle sex? Do you believe I'm the ultimate pervert? Do you really believe I have such fantasies?
No, but I believe you are the one with access to Google.
Oh, okay.
These are the remains of Private Paula. Well, at least he left the keys.
Alright, here's another piece.
This must be the hidden exit. Sweet freedom, here I come. Oh my god.
Get away, you're not my type.
My body is a temple. No tentacles allowed.
Pete, where are you?
Digging deeper. I suppose I'm now where the directors lived and worked. Looks very loaded here.
Be cautious, more soldiers arrived out here. I have to hide better, but I will stay in touch.
Very appreciated.
Fresh meat.
Sam, is your notebook online? Can you get some information for me?
Sure, go on. Google is your friend. What do you need?
A book called Necronomicon and the project Immortal Soldier.
Pete, this is really sick stuff. The Necronomicon seems to be a guideline on summoning ancient demons written by some crazy Ahmed hundreds of years ago. And Immortal Soldier is rumored to be the American successor of some crazy experiments conducted in the Third Reich under the flag Ubersoldat. They tried to make soldiers invincible.
They are not invincible. Their corpses are left behind. But they are undead, and they have been undead for a long, long time. Some still wear the Wehrmacht uniform. Sam, I found Jesus.
So no more gambling, drinking and whoring around?
Are you kidding me? I'm neither married nor dead.
Not yet.
Not yet dead? Or not yet married? Is this a proposal?
Get out alive.
Jesus, those guys are fast. But a bullet in their forehead takes them out instantly.
Then hit them hard. I hope your hands ain't shaking. You had your last drink 2 days ago.
No, I had some whiskey at the gas station when you headed for the restroom.
Asshole.
Interesting. There is a lit vent up there. I can jump or climb there, but perhaps there is another way to get higher.
Oh, fresh meat. fresh meat.
Sam, I guess I could flood the whole area here.
Do you want to drown undead and soldiers alike?
Nope, but I could swim to the roof in the main hall. Would you enter a room with starving undead Wehrmacht gas soldiers if you wouldn't have to?
That's a rhetorical question, right? Try finding another way.
Sam, do you support the gay movement?
What are you talking about? Is this an outing?
I found a love letter from one scientist to another, and they have created a secret passage to each other I could use to get out safely.
In this case, hail to gay marriage!
I can smell the fresh meat. Fresh meat.
Pete, your signal is quite weak. What are you up to?
I got into the vent. I'm heading out. I killed them all.
Sam? Sam?
Your lovely Samantha won't be answering you, Sergeant O'Brien. Or shall I call you Peter Brenner? Isn't that interesting? An immigrant from the heart of communism-infested Europe enters illegally a Secret Service facility designed to protect our freedom against the Reds.
Who are you? And what did you do to Sam?
I am Agent Smith, and your companion is next to me, still alive and only slightly hurt.
No kidding? Agent Smith? You CIA morons aren't very creative, are you?
You'll stop laughing soon enough. Proceed to the next exit and surrender yourself to the troops outside.
Not to those inside.
They're not responding, and therefore we have to consider they're already dead, infected, or out of their mind. You are authorized to defend yourself against them. Now hurry on. Your beloved Sam will learn the joys of CIA interrogation if you don't.
Now listen, Secret Service boy. If I come out here and Sam is hurt, I will kill first you, then your wife, then your children, and then your dog.
I don't have a dog.
Then I will fuck your cat.
Was wirft, wohin wir gehen? Illuminaten sind im System, sie kontrollieren überall.
'Alright, let's start the good old C64. Hey! That's China Sisters. I used to play that a lot. Let's give it a try. Jump, no! Well, I have no time to play anyway. But if I ever get out alive, I will buy this awesome remake they have done for PC. Alright, let's start the good. All right. Alright, let's take a look at the security software. I guess they were... Oh. Yes. Let's try. No. No. Reset, and let's take a look at the code. Yes, they were dumb enough to do it easily. So, alright, here in line 40 we got it. The passphrase is Hurricane. But something's odd. Let's give it a try. I wonder if it has ever worked. Hurricane is captions, and now we start again. Run. Hurricane? Yes, I'm a fucking genius.
Those agents weren't fooling around. We got stripped of our clothes and were kneeling for hours, while the stupid agent kept yelling at us.
Get down!
He called Pete a traitor, a communist spy, a sleeper agent, a disgrace for the US military, a murderer, and a coward. I am not sure about all the other defamations, but I'm pretty sure that you can't call him a coward. In the end, they packed us into a Hercules transport plane, and we started a blindfolded trip that took almost 2 days to complete. We slept and ate in US military outposts somewhere. What they didn't know is that I have an excellent internal compass. I knew we were in Great Britain when they finally revealed the mission Pete had to undertake to buy our lives and freedom.
Alright, Mr. Brenner. We've left you some supplies and ammo. Use them carefully. The area should be clean, but we haven't figured out yet where the entrance is. If you get captured, we will deny knowledge of your mission and your existence.
Alright, Mr. Fancy Asshole Agent Smith. I want to talk to Samantha, and I want it now.
Hi, Pete. It's me.
Sam, how are you?
I'm alright. They have me here in their flying fortress. But I'm unharmed and unraped for now. Except for some peeking on my boobs and being kidnapped by my own government, I have nothing to complain. I count on you to get us out. And there is something I have to tell you. If we get out, you'll have your share. 2 million of reasons to survive.
Congratulations, you are now in the remains of an old bomb shelter. But this one is still only camouflage for a top-notch science facility. And while we suspended the work after the fall of the wall, our British allies have most likely continued, so be prepared for heavy resistance.
Another CIA puppet! Get him! No way!
I'm under attack of armed forces. They don't look like the US Army, they are all dressed in black and quite aggressive.
Those are those damn Watchers, a high-profile terrorist group. Don't try to take POVs, take them down on sight. They are following an apocalyptic cult and they want to unleash Project Uber Soldat, an immortal soldier to bring the rotten civilization to its end. Kill them all.
Your call, I obey, for now. Remember what I will do to your cat if you trick me.
We will get you. You cannot escape. We will get you. You cannot escape. Drop your weapons, imperialistic scum! No way!
Alright, Mr. Brenner, now we go for everything. There must be a huge terminal, twice the size of the usual ones, somewhere inside. We have put a mobile SSD disk in your pocket. Retrieve all the data you can, destroy everything, and get to the secret flight hangar where you will wait for extraction.
You're not planning to continue, do you? You just want to destroy the data to protect mankind, right?
Are you so naive? We're losing ground to Chinese agitations every day. Islamic terrorists are killing American citizens and patriots all the time. We need total victories. We need Project Uber Soldat in perfection.
Jawohl, mein Führer! You are insane. But I have no other choice anyway.
Mr. Brenner, move on and arm yourself as well as possible. The hangar has been compromised and we are under attack by Nazi soldiers.
You mean undead Nazis? Wehrmacht zombies. But I thought only you had Wehrmacht personnel at hands.
No, not Nazi zombies. Real, living, quite young Nazis. They came in with something that looks like a goddamn UFO.
Alright, this time you're kidding me.
No, I am not. Intelligence says they can track its origin to Neuschwabenland in Antarctica. They're here for the data too.
Oh, friendly forces. Nice to meet you guys.
Roger that.
I'm Sergeant O'Brien.
Awaiting orders.
Let's kick some Nazi ass! They are gone! Do you copy? Agent Smith, they are gone! I can't do anything! I'm out of here!
That's impossible! That must not be! Get them! Take down the flying saucer before they can escape!
Pete got out alive. Agent Smith was slightly pissed, but in the end he had to accept that none of his guys would have been able to stop the flying saucer. And, to my surprise, he kept his word and let us go. We even got the golden letter of confirmation that Mr. Edwards had died in governmental duties and therefore my company hadn't to pay a dime.
We rushed to a small tropical island in the Caribbean and enjoyed ourselves for some days. Cocktails, sunsets, everything you can enjoy when your bank account is filled with $2 million. Although we weren't screwing each other's brains out.
Don't believe Pete. We screwed each other's brains out. Several times a day. Unfortunately, it didn't last long. 2 weeks after our arrival, a Black Hawk brought Agent Smith to the island. He was very convincing when he talked about our duties as US citizens and about a secret base in Antarctica he wanted to have infiltrated. He sent us straight into the ice. But this
is another story.
Es geht durch die Welt ein Geflüster. Arbeiter, hörst du es nicht? Das sind die Stimmen der Kriegsminister. Arbeiter, hörst du sie nicht? Es flüstern die Kohle- und Stahlproduzenten. Es flüstert die chemische Kriegsproduktion. Es flüstert von allen Kontinenten. Mobilmachung gegen die Sowjetunion. Arbeiter bauen, den Krieg gewähren, zur Hand. Zerschlagt die faschistische Räuberheere, setzt alle Herzen in Brand. Lasst eure Noten wandern der Arbeit auf die Gedanken von jeder Fabrik. Dann steigt aus den Trümmern der alten Gesellschaft die